Okay, I am live. So whilst the feedback is coming through, I'm just a little bit. No, I'm early today. I'm actually early, so I should be on. Yes, not yesterday. I should be on tomorrow, but having a little fun with the children. So I like to get creative and stuff. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So it's just going to be a busy day. So I thought, let me come on now. Yay! And I should be up. Hang on. Oh. Yay, and I should be up. Okay, so the feedback does work absolutely fine. So welcome for whomever joins. It is on a different day, so we'll see. It's just a different day, so whoever joins. So I like to start off my lives with just the general energy or the current energies and how it's actually impacting. So I've noticed on my part anyway, in terms of like ideas and communications around money and different like ventures, different like residual incomes, different ways to get the bag basically have been coming through to me via different people. So that's what I've noticed for me personally with this whole Aries in, Mercury in Aries. Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, Mercury in Aries, what I spoke about last week. So I've noticed that a lot, like naturally it's been happening, just loads of residual income ideas. So it's been really cool. So welcome. My name is Kelita, Sahliah. If you are new, if you're not, then welcome. On my channel, I share my perspective and my lens on how I view reality, our realm that we share together. But this segment is astrology of the sky, and we look at the visible sky, so basically astronomy, and we're linking astronomy and astrology together. So I do have a video in the description below that explains like some of the different types and why I personally choose the sky astronomy. So yes, so I'm at a point now where I'm even identifying like the Gemini constellation in the sky. I've spotted the Virgo slightly, so I'm learning the actual visible sky. So that's what I'm about, really, not just a circle drawing and symbols, even though the symbols do matter because So welcome anyway. So the general order, for those who don't know, for those who are new, of the live is we start off with the general energies, as I said, the current energies. We then move into the transits, so the transits that's going to happen this week. Then the moon phases, so how the moon, the movement of our emotions may or may not impact us. We then clarify with some tarot. So this is new-ish. And then we come back to the present moment. So that is the order of the live. So without further ado, let's get into it. So up here, all of these are my socials, by the way. Kelita Sahliah for absolutely everything, but TikTok has an 8 on there. I have multiple accounts on things like Remember the Sky and stuff, but if you find me on Kelita Sahliah, then you'll find all the others. Okay, so these are the luminary positions. This is where they will be on the 16th. Don't believe me, as I said, I use the Stellarium app where you point it up at the sky and you can check yourself. There's also you can Google like the sky live, type it in on Google, literally the sky live. Type in whatever luminary or planet you're ready to see and it will show you where it is live. So don't take my word for it. Yeah, don't take no one's word for anything. And of course you can grab your calendar, which is available on Etsy if you'd like to follow along with all of the transits, because that's basically what I'm using. It has everything and that's available on Etsy. So it is the solar eclipse next week, and I'm talking from the 16th of April to the 22nd. Yeah, the 16th of April, so the Sunday to the Saturday till the 22nd, and it is a solar eclipse that week. Okay, so let's start getting into it anyway. We'll touch on the solar eclipse, but sorry, this is going to be loud in the mic. We are going to touch on the solar eclipse, but the transits need to go on first. So what's happening first is the sun It's only the sun really, you know, that's transiting this week. Yeah. The sun finally moves into Aries in the sky, and like obviously tropical mainstream astrology, it's already Aries, or yeah, it would have already been in Aries, but according to the actual sky above our head, it's this week. And then what else is happening? We've got the solar eclipse, which is on the 20th. Oh, that's the 19th. Yes. And then Mercury stations retrograde. Okay, that's basically what's happening this week. The sun is moving into Aries, then we're having this solar eclipse, and then Mercury decides to station retrograde. So what is this telling me? What is this telling me? I find it interesting when it comes to the solar eclipse. Based on mainstream astrology, it's known to say, oh, it happens in Taurus and Scorpio usually, but it's not quite. It's actually Aries and Virgo, like, and a bit of Libra, like the opposites. So not Virgo, Aries. So it makes more sense to me because the solar eclipse energy, which we'll get into a bit later, but it is this fresh start. So that makes a bit more sense being in Aries, which is the one that rises. Aries rises, and it's the beginning, it's the first zodiac, you see what I'm saying? So it's like as this game continues and we go around the zodiac wheel once again, it's like you're starting fresh from this eclipse season. But we're going to talk a bit more about the eclipse afterwards. We're going to go in order. Okay, so the sun I see represents our ego. It is essentially how we shine, and it's what attracts experiences to us. So our sun attracts experiences to us because we shine that way, and you know, it's like magnetism essentially. So it is your external, how are you shining, and then experiences come to you, or opportunities, which you then play out in your life, or take them on or ignore them, whichever you choose. So the sun, the ego, is attracting experiences to us of the Aries nature. Now, I'm seeing quite, let's say, positive energy, or rapid movement energy, would I say, because it's both fire. The sun is obviously fire, Leo energy, and then Aries is fire too, and that first fire. So I am seeing new things coming. So where is it? That's on the 19th. So seeds might have been slowly being planted now for you to experience these as the week and month goes on. But essentially, I'm seeing new opportunities, just completely new. You'll be attracting these things to you, like even if it's relationships. It's either a new relationship or the people you've had relationship with. It's just a different dynamic. It's what potentially you've been talking about before, because this whole winter, understanding like just nature, like I'll be honest, you don't even need the whole astrology stuff. Just pay attention to just nature itself. It's like in the winter, in the darkness, the seed is planted, and then now it's spring. That seed that was planted in the winter, in the darkness, that had to be nurtured, cultivated. It had to adapt to the soil. It had to, in essence, become, you know, seeds break through their hard shell, isn't it? And then they have to really push through all of that resistance. And I generally feel that over the winter months, that's what was happening without the astrology. But of course, putting the astrology in, you can pinpoint more like different areas. But in essence, it's like what was planted in the darkness in the winter, this solar eclipse now is coming, and it's flipping that switch in essence. And that seed that was planted is going to begin to grow in essence. So slowly sprouting up, we're gonna begin to grow. So that's what I'm seeing here. And so that's based off nature. And then this is why I appreciate the sky as well, because of course the sky is nature too. And as we're springing forth, because it's spring, it's like ego now is getting ready to operate in the new. Okay, it's gone through the darkness. It knows what it's doing. It's like, okay, it's fresh now. We've gone through Pisces. Well, Pisces is finishing off this week. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing with this sun. Anyway, we will begin to attract these new experiences coupled with this solar eclipse, which as I said, back to the winter dynamic and the spring dynamic, it's like, okay, think about consciousness, think about manifestation too, and energy. It's like when you are manifesting something, in essence, you need to direct your attention and your focus in that area, and that continual like energy being pumped in essence or directed in that area begins to grow. Okay, so it's like what you were working on, what you were focusing on, what you were like establishing in essence over the winter. This solar eclipse is going to, it's solar, not lunar. So again, it is the sun. There will be a no moon on that day. It's a no moon, and the moon will be directly in front of the sun. But because it's a no moon, the sun is just like it's just brighter. So in essence, it's like it's time to shine. This now, or this going through this eclipse season, because there is two, it's a solar one and then a lunar one in May. Solar and lunar, but in essence it's just like, okay, this is how you're going to shine. You've been working on your seeds, and this is how you're going to shine now, going on throughout the next months. So like I've said it many times in my videos, it's this whole zodiac wheel, this zodiac game, and it's a spiral. So this is why I also say I like the fact of incorporating Ophiuchus and Cetus into this zodiac ring, because in essence, energetically, they help the spiral go upwards. You see, as you're going around the zodiac, instead of ignoring that transmutation of energy, Ophiuchus, and then you just stuck on the same circle, going around and around, instead of spiraling upwards and out, basically. So I'm generally seeing here, it's the start now of this new you, this new version of you, this new level of the game. In essence, it's like, okay, you're ready to level up. You're ready to now be that version. You've collected all the data from the past year. You've synchronized it all. So it's time to now put that together and be that next version. Like, that's what I'm seeing. That is truly what I'm seeing. And of course, as Mercury stations direct on the 21st. So Mercury being the messenger, God's messenger, as it dances around the sun, it fuels our communication, our thought process, and how we exchange our energy. In simplicity, it's all about this exchange of energy, whether that is within thought and mind, or within another person, or money exchange. It is that exchange in energy. So it's slowing down. Basically, it is slowing down. And again, it's like, that's super interesting that it is retrograding throughout the whole of these eclipses. Yes. So we've got another eclipse on May the 5th of May in Libra. Can you see that right there? Lunar eclipse. We've got another eclipse then, and then Mercury stations direct on the 15th of May with a whole bunch of other things on that day. That's when it stations direct. So I quite like the zodiac dance of the sky, because it's like, okay, you're now ready, or as we're going through this flip of energy, in essence of, okay, you've planted your seed in the darkness. I want to draw it, you know, this whole sine wave, because I learned this from, I'm gonna say it, the great, I wouldn't say the great, but Santos Bonacci. Have you listened to him? Have you heard of him? Like, his wisdom is phenomenal, but in essence, he drew a whole sine wave. Like, he drew it like that, can you see? But really, of course, it is kind of like the zodiac wheel. But you have Aries here, and then Gemini. It goes on, you know what I mean? You know all the signs. I'm not going to sit there and draw all the signs, but you know all the signs. And in essence, it was just like, this is when the sun rises, because astrology is, I have to admit, it's like the basis of our realm. Like, you know, you don't need to understand it through astrology, but you most certainly can, in terms of the seasons and everything. And it works like a whole sine wave. Like, okay, you start rising here after what you had planted here. Okay, so if it was a whole circle, you begin to, how can I put it? Aries would be here. And you start rising up. You reach to the top, which is that Cancer near the top? I think that's Cancer. Not the best at drawing. That's Cancer anyway. And then you start falling down. So that's when it's like, oh, okay. And then it gets into all the rest of them. It gets into all the rest of them. Maybe I'll do a whole video explaining that a bit better. But in essence, it's like the seasons. It's like, okay, it's time to start rising up. As you can see, as this is coming up now from the darkness, you've planted the seed round about here. You've got Pisces here, so obviously Aquarius, Capricorn, Sag, and it's like the seed is planted round about then, and you're then going up to then get to the top of the zodiac wheel, and it's like, oh, okay, now we're going back down again, and it's like a whole circle of time. So I learned that from him. And I find it interesting, and it does match with nature, because let's be real, we've been working in the winter. We're ready to work even more in spring to make sure we can enjoy the summer. Okay, when Cancer season comes in, it's like we're ready to then enjoy the summer now. That's what most people generally like to do. And it's nature. It's how we're moving. So I find it interesting anyway that Mercury, that messenger and everything, it begins to slow down when this whole transitioning of that flip of energy is happening. This solar eclipse, this flip of energy, and then how you exchange your communication now. It is a bit, you have to be a bit more like, okay, let me double check, because you are becoming it's transformation. You're stepping into your new version of you. So double check things, and double check things, and just make sure communication is clear during that time. That's what I'm seeing there. And I've done this too big. Right, we're going on to the moon phases now. Get rid of this. Oh, I need like a wipe. Anyway, the moon phases, which I feel matches with all of what I've been saying. Anyway, I find it phenomenal. But the moon phases on the 18th, we're touching into Pisces. It then dips into Cetus. Okay, on the 19th as well. And then on the 20th, we come back into Pisces. And then... No, on the 19th, sorry. The 19th, we come back into Pisces. So it's like a Pisces, Cetus, Pisces. The 20th, we're touching Aries, and then we finish in Taurus. So what am I seeing here? The moon, the mover of our emotions, that represents our internal values, and it's what literally gets us moving from the inside out, our feelings, our emotions, which then allows ego to attract these experiences to us, because it our energy is moving. So bear in mind, we're going through this whole transformation anyway. The sun is ready to be new, and ego is ready to operate in the new space. It then has this flash of this solar bright, like, look at me, this is what you're doing, a solar eclipse. In Aries too, it is in Aries, so again it's amplifying the sun just already being in Aries. And then how you're communicating, how you exchange your energy is slowing down to obviously adapt this whole newness of being you. So how is the moon moving? The moon is going through Pisces, it's taking its Cetus, watery dip, Aries, and then Taurus. So it's like essentially what I'm seeing here, wrong part. What I'm seeing here is that before we get this whole new Aries energy, this new vibe, because the moon will be dipping through, touching in Pisces, and then dipping in Cetus, and then in Pisces again. So essentially what I'm seeing is that before we're literally ready to do this whole newness, we're taking that watery Cetus dip. As I've said before, like Pisces, it is also just like Cancer, the yin and the yang. It is the koi fish circling each other. On the zodiac wheel, I see it represents that watery birth. We see everywhere in movies and everything. We come through our mother's water canal, down through the canal, the birth canal. Everything's water. Money, currency, banks, river, it's all linked to water. So in essence, it's like it's going through that watery birth and that balance of energies. That's what I'm seeing. Our emotions may potentially be leading us to on the 18th and 19th. So it's like, okay, we're touching into Pisces, this balance of energies, this new water birth. It's having a little dip into Cetus, which is that alchemization. That, okay, I've collected all the data in essence of that. Let's synchronize it all together now to have that balance of energy as it goes up again through Pisces. Now, bear in mind, people, this is literally, it's intuitive, and it's just how I interpret the stars. It's how I read the story, okay, to give myself a better knowing, basically, that empowers me. Okay, it's something that empowers me. So as I share, my intention is for it to empower anyone who it resonates with. So it's like it's taking that dip anyway, our emotions. And then on the 20th now, the moon obviously touches in Aries with the sun. So this is the solar eclipse. So after it's had that, that water birth, I'm ready to be new now. Literally, the sun begins to operate through this new Aries energy. Your emotions will then move you in this new Aries energy too. It will be a no moon because it is a solar eclipse. So the sun is very potent. So I'm seeing essentially it is more of your external and how you shine that will be more potent round about this time. That's what I'm seeing. And you may also, though shining, be moved in a more logical and rational way. So obviously the sun is more powerful in this case, so it is more of your external rather than your internal. But how you're moving about externally will definitely be more logical in this new Aries energy, because obviously the moon is in Aries too. And then as the moon moves through to Taurus, so Taurus I see in symbology, which, as I said, people, these mini videos, decode videos, they're coming out, and how I see the symbolism and stuff. But the Taurus, and again, I did learn this from Santos Bonacci. I like saying his name. But the Taurus, like when it comes to the English language, it is a spell, isn't it? It is, they're spells, they're magic spells. It's not bad. Like it's quite amazing, to be fair. But the Taurus, it's also the torso or the toroidal field. Like these words are all interchangeable for a reason. So it's kind of like the Taurus with its horns. gives this whole toroidal field vibe, basically, with its horns going out. It's like, oh, that is the toroidal field. So it's like Aries recognize, okay, I'm rising and this is what I'm gonna do, fresh, new. And then as it moves forward, it's like, okay, this is now within your toroidal field, which is the number 8, which is your toroidal field. It is the energies harmonizing within you, basically. Your Merkaba. Your Merkaba. Do you know about the Merkaba? But that is what I'm seeing there in essence. It's like, okay, you've had this whole solar eclipse happening. Your ego is now operating through this Aries fiery, fresh, new energy, and it's like your emotions are moving you in a way which your ego will attract these experiences to you. Having this newness, it's like, okay, we're going through this watery birth. You come out new, and then you're ready to adapt whatever it is into your toroidal field. And when it's in your toroidal field, in your new energetic imprint, that is how you energetically attract the new experiences to you. Yes. So that's what I'm seeing there. That is what I'm seeing there. And yeah. So if this does resonate at all, please give me a like and a comment. Any comment would help the algorithm. Oh, okay. We had the Hermit. So I am on the tarot now. I am on the tarot. Could you... we're not going to take that because that was a bit of a lot. Could you just clarify this Hermit in reverse? 5 of Wands and Hermit in reverse. Okay. Do I need anything else? I'm going to take a look because this was the top of the deck. It was 9 of Pentacles. So we've got the Hermit in reverse, and that is number 9. Okay, number 9. So that's interesting because number 9 then turns to a 6. So I am paying attention to that. And then you got the 5 of Wands. Was the 5 of Wands beef? And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So let's read them now. Because I'm not like the biggest expert in tarot. Let me find the wands and that. Because I'm not the biggest expert in tarot. I don't want to do like a whole full-on whole reading. It's just like what comes true, you know what I'm saying? So the 9 of Pentacles was bottom of the deck. So Hermit being number 9. Don't know it off by heart. So the Hermit is obviously the Hermit is... It's the Hermit, isn't it? You've gone inward, you're seeking wisdom, but it's upside down. So what does it mean upside down? So reverse meaning, so okay, so the Hermit, reverse meaning means you will find greater comfort this week in having company. So this one, it come out reversed. You will find greater comfort in company this week than being alone. Does that resonate with you lot? Do you feel that? Could you potentially be having company next week? What's going on? What's going on? But that's really interesting. So the Hermit in general is discretion, detachment, withdrawal, developing inner wisdom. Knowledge is a burden. Feel of revealing a secret, seeking for the truth, wanting solitude, looking for direction. So we've got company. I'm happy about that because I'm often alone. I'm often alone, so I am happy about that. I'm sure the 5 of Wands is beef now. Oh, okay. So minor setbacks, reading 5 of Wands now. Competition, trying to defend yourself unsuccessfully, irritating events, frustrating circumstances. Okay. So yeah, all right. We'll take that. And I did get at the bottom the 9 of Pentacles. That was, no, the top of the deck. Oh gosh. So 9 of Pentacles. It is not, yeah. We've got accomplishment, self-reliance, having a comfortable lifestyle. Yes, man. Enjoying the finer things of life. Being responsible in a sense of security, financial or material resourcefulness, and grace. So I'll take that. I'll also take the minor setback and frustration of whatever may come up, because I'm happy that I'm not gonna be alone. Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh, nice. See, wait, I feel we're definitely just wanting that. Like, I've been alone a lot, and I'm ready for some company, some friendship, you know, something different and something new. So I'll definitely take that Hermit. Whatever setback comes back, it's all right. It's gonna be okay, because we've got the Nine of Pentacles here, which is fulfillment essentially, which may, you know, happen from not being a hermit. And look at me, I'm in an owl onesie all the time, most of the time. So I really need to be doing something, to be fair. Right then, I hope that did resonate. Hope it did resonate. Now back to the present moment. Coming back, because back is all that matters. The moon today is sat in Sag. Can you see that at the bottom? That's my fortune, basically. So the moon today is sat in Sagittarius, and Fortuna will be stationing retrograde on Friday. Yeah. So very, very soon. So that's what's coming up. Essentially, it is a is it a no moon? Yeah, we're leading to a more logical sense tomorrow, because it is a quarter moon. Is it a quarter moon there on the 13th? Yes, because I'm doing it a day early. My head's a bit off. I'm like, oh, yes, on the 13th, we are moving more, probably more inward, looking more inward, thinking more logical and rational about things, on how we're going to be getting into that direction, whichever our direction and our focus is. I'm seeing we're going to get more clear, more logical and rational feelings and emotions about the direction that we choose to go in, because it is in Sag, the Centurion. And of course, Fortuna, the one that is fortunate, is slowing down. So this whole, oh, I'm changing like this, or transmuting, it is in Ophiuchus. And I said before, I spoke about it a lot last week, but all we've kind of jumped ahead and gone and done, which has been amazing. So if you've stepped out your comfort zone, well done. I'm giving myself a clap, a round of applause. We're going to be slowing down in that a bit and getting a chance to get done what we hadn't got done yet. And yeah, rethinking things over and all of that stuff, as it is retrograding back into Scorpio and then back into Libra, and then it's starting over again. So we're literally going to be recreating, touching our depths again, finding our strength and recreating or adding to our creations. And yeah, so that is what I see is coming up. I do have the XRP birth chart video. It is literally done, and it's done. I just need to put it off hidden and put the timestamps there, because the timestamps isn't there, and all, you know, the background information. So I will be doing that now. And I still am giving out free readings, of course. So if you'd like an example of what it looks like, stick around for the XRP. I feel because I've done this video tonight, I will set it to premiere tomorrow, for as the time would have been tomorrow for this. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, and we'll see, because as I said, XRP's Venus is in Taurus and Taurus is in Venus. Yeah, sorry, I know. It will be aired tomorrow. Thankfully, Venus is in Taurus until the 8th of May. Yeah, so we've got some time. But I'm seeing XRP is going to have a nice time. It's going to have a nice time. We can see Bitcoin's already moved today. It's taken that next leg up. So, of course, the rest of the market's going to follow anyway. I will be doing one on Bitcoin and Ethereum too, but I've just not done that yet. But XRP will be premiered tomorrow, okay? So thank you anyway for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I do hope that this has given you some insights. If it did help, if you resonated with anything at all, please give me that thumbs up. It would help and I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, so I'll catch you next week, which will be on a normal day, Thursday. Routine is back on from next week, so bit out of it because of the holidays, the Easter holidays and stuff, and it's not over yet. So yes, anyway, thank you, you beautiful people. What am I doing? Angel out. Bye.